Right then guys, welcome to the video. So today is Thursday, a little bit of a different start to this episode of the Peak Week series. So Thursday is a rest day for me, and today is my first sort of carb load day, so my first high day, which I've been having weekly refeeds, but obviously this one is the one going into the show at the weekend. So a little bit of a different start. So basically AJ wants me to pose after every meal, and every meal is going to be 2.5 hours apart today. I am going to see Aaron again at AB Sports Therapy at 11. So to eat every 2.5 hours and to eat and pose before that, I need to have my first meal now, which is 8 o'clock. Then I'll eat and pose for 10:30, and then I'll be there for 11. So I've had to structure it all, move things around, and Shannon's not up yet. So usually Shannon takes my photos straight away. Well, not straight away, I come up and do work for an hour or so, and then Shannon comes up and takes my photos when she gets up. So she's not up yet, so I don't really want to go and wake her up, and it makes sense anyway because then AJ can see me posing after the first meal. I'll probably send him some after sort of midday potentially, but I'll send him some definitely at the end of the day after we've fully refed throughout the day. The reason I'm posing after each meal is to try and make use of the food and do something that's actually sort of glycogen demanding, and actually get a bit of blood around the body and utilize the carbs and try and get them where we want them, to the right areas, to the muscle, rather than just eating and sitting. So to do something a little bit glycogen demanding on a rest day. So meal one is here. So it's the JP cream of rice with the cereal milk CMP whey. So every meal, I'll have every meal on screen. Basically what I'm aiming for is 100 gram of carbs per meal over 6 meals, 20 grams of complete protein over 6 meals, and then trace fats other than meal 3 and meal 6, where I'm adding an extra 10 gram of fats in meal 3 and meal 6. So I'll obviously go through them every day. But this is meal 1, I'm going to get this down. I'm doing some client setups now, so I'll get those sorted, and then by then hopefully Shannon will be up to take the morning photos. So guys, the time is approaching 10:30, which means it is 2.5 hours from meal 1, so time for meal 2. So I've got here 250 grams of basmati rice, I've got 85 grams of raw weight chicken, and 160 grams of veg, and then also just one measly caramel rice cake on a plate. So the reason that I'm having the rice cake as well is just because the rice and the veg on its own doesn't quite make up to the 100 gram of carb mark. In terms of food volume today, big focus on keeping it low, so I only have 2 meals that have any fruit or veg in. Both those meals are going to be the rice meals with the veg in, so I've got no fruit in today, just because I don't need to. I need to keep food volume low, need to stay nice and tight, don't want to sort of feel too bloated, so keeping food volume as low as we can, making sure that all meals are digesting well, chewing meals plenty, and then posing for 2 rounds after every meal and really holding the poses. So I'm going to have this pose, and then it's time to head off to see Aaron. So I'm back from seeing Aaron now. We looked at sort of my problem areas, my tight hips, glutes, piriformis, lower back, the right pec / shoulder niggle that I had a couple of weeks ago. We had some shockwave on there again. Feeling good afterwards. He didn't go too hard because obviously I've got the show this weekend, so last thing you want when you're going to see a physio or sports therapist or a masseuse before a show, the last thing you want is them to go too hard and create too much muscle damage or create bruising when obviously you're competing. But yeah, everything's feeling good. So back now, the time is 1 o'clock, which means it's time for the next meal. So I've got 130 grams of ground basmati rice, so the cream of rice that I blend up myself, 24 grams of whey, and also in that meal there's 20 grams of 85% dark chocolate. So it's meal 3 and meal 6 that I'll be adding in the 10 grams of fat through dark chocolate, so that'll just be 20 grams dark chocolate in each meal. And then I've also got a black coffee. So usually I will have an energy drink on a rest day, but seeing as we're only a few days out now, I don't really want to be having any artificial sweeteners or anything that could potentially hold some water under the skin, some extracellular fluid. So I'm not having any energy drinks or any syrups. I've not had any syrups or any sauces or anything throughout the whole prep anyway. The only things I've been having are literally an energy drink on a rest day, so Thursday and a Sunday. So just taking those out, so instead of the caffeine that I would have got through that to help me through the rest of my check-ins through this afternoon, I'm just gonna have a large coffee there. So I've got to eat this, pose again, a lot of check-ins to get through for the rest of the day, and I've also got to go and get my haircut, my final haircut before the show. All of that before I will catch up with you on the next meal. So back from the final haircut pre-show. So this is the trim for the show. Was contemplating going a one all over and just to be different on stage, but we stuck with the same old skin fade. So okay, meal 4, 130 grams of, again, JP's cream of rice and 24 grams of the CMP cereal milk whey. With every cream of rice and ground rice meal, I am having 2 grams of the Himalayan pink salt and 1 gram of the low salt. Okay, so I'm having basically 3 grams of salt on each meal, and trying to make sure that I'm getting enough sodium and enough potassium in, managing my electrolyte balance to make sure that I'm staying well hydrated. They will stay the same. Generally, I'd have thought, I don't think we're going to increase those. They will naturally increase with the carb load anyway through high carbohydrates. My sodium and potassium will go up slightly anyway. In terms of the rice and chicken meals, I have a little bit of soy sauce on those. So my sodium intake, my salt intake is coming from the soy sauce on those meals. So basically all I need to do now is get this down, pose again. So the fourth time posing today. Smash through some more client work, and then I'll be going to get some steps in to meet Shannon from work. So guys, I'm back home now from getting some steps in, obviously meeting Shannon from work, and it is time for meal 5. So the time is 6 o'clock or just after 6 o'clock. So we've got meal 5, which is the exact same as meal 2. So the chicken, rice and veg, and then the sole rice cake. So I get this in, I will then pose again for the 5th time. This time I will actually take some photos and send them through to AJ. I would do them at the end of the day, but I know he goes to bed a little bit earlier than me and I don't want to be sending them too late. So I'll send them after 5 meals, which will be after 500 carb, after obviously five meals of 20 grams of complete protein, and then obviously just the trace fats, and then the meal 3 fats. In the final meal I'll also get the 10 gram of fats as well, and it'll be the same as the last ground rice meal. Actually, I'm going to make it as cream of rice, just because it's been sitting a little bit better and I've been really enjoying the cream of rice meals today. So I'm going to make another cream of rice rather than a ground rice. And I'm going to make it after this and put it in the fridge, because I have them cold, and they are very, very good. So yeah, I'll get this down me, get some posing done, get the photos done, and then me and Shannon have got to go and get a few bits for the weekend. So I'll take you on to that. Right then guys, so final meal is cream of rice again, and with dark chocolate in this one like in meal 3, and the whey again on top. So we obviously went to the range and got some black bedding and towels, just so that my tan doesn't go onto the towels or the bedding at the hotel and we get fined for that. Last couple of nights, so last night Shannon shaved me, and the night before we exfoliated. We're going to exfoliate again tonight, and also tonight she did my nails, bless her. So thank you for that, darling. Just so that everything's sort of ready for tomorrow, just so the tan doesn't go onto my nails. It's got like a coat on it, but also obviously exfoliating so the tan sits better, and shaving so obviously I've not got hair all over me on stage. But yeah, I'll leave the video there. So everything's gone really well today. All the meals have digested really well. The posing after each meal has obviously helped with the digestion, and I've actually felt like I could definitely eat a lot more. My appetite's been quite high today. Plans in place for tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, so I sort of no stress, know what the plan is, and we can add or take away food just depending on the look as we go. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please like it if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.